hello you, long time no hear or see, or like I haven't made a video in a long time, and it's because, you know, I was moving and stuff happened in the world, so I took a break. But on that break I got a strange urge to like design some Fakemon, because I actually never did it. So because I actually never did that before, I learned a lot of stuff during the process, and there's definitely a substantial style difference between the first and the last Pokemon in this video. But I started with taking some already existing line Pokemon, like a single line Pokemon, that are a bit like overlooked by Game Freak, and I gave them forms to make them separate yet connected, like the elemental monkeys or the Regis, or it doesn't have to be a trio, but because there's also like Solrock and Lunatone, so I was actually basing it on that kind of principle. And I also at the end would reveal like a brand new Pokemon that I made basically using everything I learned doing that, you know, already existing Pokemon, and I actually took everything, I just put it into one brand new Emereye Pokemon, and I'm actually really proud of them because I think they came out like really good. So hopefully you stay for that, and let's get into actually designing. So for my first Pokemon, I actually decided on Masquerade because I found its concept of wings looking like expressive eyes very interesting and actually relatively easy to expand on. And I started with tracing its body to not lose like Masquerade's proportions, because I was still new to designing Fakemon and I just wanted really hard, like I was trying really hard to keep it consistent basically. And although I made a pretty big mistake in the end of ultimately making the line art too thick, it actually came out not too bad, but yeah, next time I was mindful of line art. So the original Masquerade is actually based on like angry, intimidating eyes, and I immediately thought of like other contrasting emotions, and I actually like just settled on sadness because that would be a very big interesting contrast to anger. And instead of intimidating its opponents to like, you know, submission, this Pokemon would use pity to avoid confrontation. And I made all of its characteristics like limp and like facing downwards, so its features are like, you know, just conveying sadness more. And I modified its head thingy to resemble like sad eyebrows, and turned its origami like legs or whatever that feature is to like resemble a frown kind of, and also like a dress kind of. And of course the pattern on its eyes and wings is now tearful eyes instead of angry eyes. And I decided this Pokemon will actually not retain its bug typing because I made it look very unbug-like and actually like more ghostly and floaty, and I just didn't think that actually, you know, keeping the bug typing would make any sense, so I didn't. And yeah, and the final design looks more like a sad maiden in like an ornamental kimono, kind of reminding me of Frostlass accidentally. I think it's the hands and the wings. But also it's a frowny face, and I think it communicates sadness clearly while not being in your face about it. So I think that's a success for a first try. Musketeer, the Gloom Pokemon. Musketeers value peace and quiet. They love to rest while floating in the rain, and they migrate along with the gloomy weather. They do not like to be disturbed. That's why their sorrowful look and aura discourages any nearby Pokemon from seeking conflicts. So because I wanted to make it a trio, for the next Masquerade I thought about, you know, like following the train of making it emotions, and I thought joy or love, as in like, you know, easy to express emotions. But with joy the eye shape would be problematic because you already have up and down facing eyes. And for love, I could make like cliche love hearts, but as I just said, they are kind of cliche, and I don't think it would look good. So I actually, you know, searched the internet, and I actually came up with something way different, because I just got reminded of like the move Mean look and how just expressive it is. And it has a very distinct look in Pokemon. Also, like S4 eyes are also mean looky. So I actually fell in love like right away, and it made me, you know, picking its ability a breeze, because I just made this Pokemon have Shadow Tag, and that just traps Pokemon just like Mean look does. So this Pokemon is just basically like a walking, talking, maybe not talking, but you know, just pure Mean look. And I wanted to exaggerate both the unsettling white stare with both his actual eyes and its big wing eyes. And I made its origami legs similar to like a toothy maw, like a monster teeth kind of feel. And yeah, in the end it ended up looking creepy and like alien, and yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So It was a very straightforward design because I did have a very like clear version in mind to like what I want to do. But in hindsight, although I'm happy with the final result, I should probably make more concept sketches in the future. Masquerade, the glare Pokemon. Little is known about Masquerade because looking straight into their wings puts you in a state of temporary paralysis until the line of sight is broken. These mysterious Pokemon are known to halt and thoroughly observe trainers for long periods of time. It is speculated that this analytic behavior stems from Masquerade's high intelligence. So just when I thought I was just like done with the Mask trio and I was proud of myself for like completing a trio, my friend said,
you know those are evolutions and not separate Pokemon, right? Because they all evolve from the same source kit?
So I actually had to go to the drawing board, literally, and yeah, I angrily speedran making slightly different source kits, and I thought it would be so much easier if I just didn't redraw them all and just like edited the actual source kit sprite, and I actually made it nearly impossible to shade, so I wouldn't say that was a nice experience, but that's what I get from cutting corners. So anyway, yeah, I gave them all like different head thingies corresponding to their final evolutions, and yeah, the amount of legs is corresponding to the amount of origami legs their evolutions have, and I also changed their colors a bit and gave them thematic markings, and that's basically what I did for them. So here's the Mask trio, and yeah, there are source kits that I didn't bother to even name, but they are here, so those are now forms, not evolutions. For the next Pokemon, I did a smart thing and I chose someone who doesn't have like alternative evolutions or any evolutions, and I wouldn't have to backtrack and like rework them like I did with Sanskrit. So yeah, I made a list of all the Pokemon that don't evolve and I ultimately picked Charot. I actually knew nothing about notes or music or anything like that, so I googled a lot and I actually found a perfect thing to base a Pokemon on. While Charot is a music note Pokemon, my counterpart is based on a pause. And yeah, first because poses have really cool designs, and I also, you know, I think it's a perfect counterpart to like an energetic and shouting Charot to just like have a pause and take a chill. In terms of like actual design, I wanted to make it sleepy and fatter with like rounder and fluffier shapes. And I'm not the biggest fan of the overall design I came up with, but I'm thinking about, you know, like distinguishing both of them with more evolutions maybe. That's a thing for the future. But with this design, after fluffing it up and like making a sleepy Charot, I put a 1/4 pause on its head. And now instead of a metronome on its tail, it has a 1/8 pause, because they both look just the coolest out of all the poses. So with the colors, I tried of giving it like a Charot palette, but they ended up looking too similar, so I actually instead settled on like a mostly purple, because I thought, you know, purple is a sleepy look, or like purple pinks like Musharna, for example. So yeah, it has a calm and sleepy vibe, and it also distinguished him from looking exactly like Charot but fatter. Posot, the rest Pokemon. Posots have angelic voices that make you feel sleepy and at ease. They prefer to sing lullabies and calm songs. Unfortunately, because they spend most of their lives relaxing, hearing Posots sing is a rarity, as they do so only occasionally while sleepwalking. So the video is getting pretty long now, but as promised, I would reveal a brand new Pokemon now. So after, you know, drawing all of those Pokemon, I present to you Wichik, a very dark type Pokemon and a very chubby lad. In the next video, I plan on revealing the entire process of drawing and designing Wichik, and his shiny, his Pokédex entry, I have it already written, and I also have his, you know, evolution design, so if you want to see that, stay tuned. The inspirations for Wichik actually go very in depth, kind of, so yeah, I'm very hyped to talk about it and its evolution. And I also like to design more Fakemon, because I actually had fun, and it's, you know, a nice break from animating short memes. So if you like it, let me know, and as always, I'm very happy to receive any suggestions for what should I do in the comments. So if you want me to draw like a specific Pokemon based on a concept, or redesign like a Pokemon that exists, do let me know.